I just want to show you this stamp here before I show you the rest of the vintage and rare United States stamps. Look at this one. Very, very interesting. It says on the top, documentary. Then it says United States Internal Revenue, $10. Now, I've never seen a stamp like this before. To see Internal Revenue stamp for $10. It's got the holes punched in it for post office usage, which is different than, you know, just putting the regular black stamping or rolling on a stamp. So I find this one to be very, very interesting. So if you know a little bit more about this stamp, be sure to share it with us in a comment. I think it's unusual. I think it's rather rare. So let me know what you think. In the meantime, let's look at some more of the other vintage stamps here. Here we have another one. This is 1848 to 1948, 3 cents stamp. Very nice. I mean, very, very nicely designed. And of course the old one, the 1 cent stamp. It's different to always see, you know, 2 different people on the stamps and everything too, so that's nice. And we have this one here, a 5 cents, Roosevelt, in a blue. So that's a little bit different to see the blue. You don't get too many stamps in blue like that. Okay, and this one here I thought was rather interesting too. It's a 2 cents, kind of burgundy, pinkish in color. Burgundy being the darker. 2 cents U.S. postage. Again, Roosevelt. It's 18 something to 1945. I think it's 1882. Okay, and then we have this one here. Oh, it kind of belongs this way, I believe. There we go. Let's put the horses going the right way. There you go. Now you can gallop away. Had that stamp wrong here. That's a 3 cents. 1946. Enter the Santa Fe in 1946. That's a 100-year. Ain't that cool? Okay, and then you have right here, United States postage. Everglades National Park. And we have our 3 cents, and we got all 3. Grant and everything with them. Of course, Grant in the middle. But all 3 men there. Very nice 3 cent stamp. And of course the one we were talking about at the beginning of this video. The documentary, United States Internal Revenue, $10 stamp. And we have a 3 cent stamp here. Honor those who have served. A different type of one. You got the bird and the very beautiful one. Okay, and Garfield and a 6-cent stamp. Then we have the flag, Iowa's statehood, 1846 to 1946. And this 2-cent one. The landing of Columbus. I mean, that's history, you know, when you see a 2-cent stamp like that, with all those men put into the stamp, that's a lot of details going in this design. The landing of Columbus. Beautiful picture. 2-cent stamp. Okay, this one is a 3-cent stamp, U.S. Navy stamp. So for those of you who collect military ones, look at that. A whole group of young men on a 3-cent stamp. And then we go down here to the United States postage, 5 cents. Black and white except for the flag. Two pillar statues on each side. Then we have the delivery at any United States postage, 10 cents. Special delivery. Look at that old antique bike in there, huh? Can you imagine that? Had that bike today, you'd have some value right there in your hands. I always watch American Pickers and see what they come up with, what they find, you know, on their hunts and everything. That'd be a good find. That's for sure. Okay. Arrival of the vet in America, 1777. Oh, wow. Look at that. Right on the water, you see the ship and everything, and the cannon. 3 cents postage. Arrival Lafayette in America, 1777. 3-cent stamp. Okay, this one United States, 1792 to 1942. Statehood of Kentucky. Okay, so out of this video, of course, the interesting one that we definitely want to know all about is this one right here. So if you know anything about it, be sure to leave it in a comment. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, as we bring you some more vintage postage stamps. So for all you collectors, pass this one around. All right, bye-bye now. Today we're going to bring you stamps from Peru. Now the second row is all stamps that were in a special card, which is this one right here, that says issued in 1886. So if you know if that's the truth or you know something about these, be sure to let me know. But let's take you through all of the Peru stamps I have here for you. There's one right here. This is a 5. Look at that. Look at all the design inside that. What a beautiful stamp, isn't it? Beautiful Peru stamp. And here we have, let's see, 10. Sanavos. This is the Republic of Peru, and Peruana. Look at that. It's got the 2 X's on the 2 corners and stuff. So this looks pretty special. Beautifully designed. A lot of information on it. Okay. And look at this one. This one's a 25. It's nice to see all the details and the fanciness and the stamps. Peru definitely makes beautiful stamps. Okay, here is a 2. Beautiful design and emblems and everything in it. Here is a 1. Look at that. Okay. Now we'll take you down to the ones that was in the special card that said issued in 1886. Look at that. It's like a face with the sun radiating out of it. Very pretty. And this one's like a globe with the light just blooming right out of it. This one's a 2. Here we have a 1. It's nice to see that this one, in good condition. Perfectly centered. Those are all the important things that a stamp collector looks for. Okay, here is a 5. Looks like the sun just radiating out of the gobbler. Kind of an orange. So we have 2 in blues. There's another blue. This one's a 20. Look how beautiful that looks, huh? I mean, these are beautiful pictures. And they're down in the stamp, which is really nice. Okay. And then we have these little number ones that just says Peru, and then it says $3.24. It's a number 4 on it. This one's a little bit different. This one's like 0-18 plus a bunch of zeros equals. It's almost like you're in math class here. But that's a Peru stamp. Okay, now look at this one. This one's a little different. This one's a 20. Very different looking. Kind of long instead of square like most of them. Okay, and then we have this one here. 0.10. She's just sitting there with the light kind of glooming off her, like she's reading a book. Beautiful stamp. Then we have a Peru that says 1, which is $4.50. So the amazing ones are these right here, that they say, according to the information that was on the little pamphlet card, said issued in 1886. So let me know if you know anything about these stamps. Pass them along to other stamp collectors. Look at that. That's so beautiful. Alright, and we'll see you on the next video. Be sure to sub me now. Bye-bye. Okay, Iran is the subject of these postage stamps. Most of them are very vintage. And stamps are getting to be quite a collectible thing, especially with technology and everything. So let's take you through some of these beautiful stamps. Okay. Now if you know something about them, you know, because I don't know the writing that's on some of these stamps. If you do know, you can always leave a comment so that the rest of us can be well educated. This is an officer. So it's always nice for us to learn a little something more about the stamps that we're collecting. It's a 14R. So if you know a little bit of history that goes to some of these, be sure to share it with us. Stamps are getting to be quite a thing to do. A lot of people are choosing stamp collecting as an investment for the future, for their retirement, as opposed to the stock markets, because that goes up and down, and you know, the stress of it all gets to be a lot. This one looks really old. The stress of the stock market and everything is just not healthy, you know, so a lot of people are finding that investing in stamps and choosing a subject and then collecting all that is on that subject. Look at this one. Look at the design into this one. Really, really good. You know, and one of the things you look for is to see if the stamp is centered. Of course, if it's unused, it's always better. But sometimes, you know, having the date of when the stamp was used is also very important. So it's a little bit of a toss-up on that one. You can tell some of the age by checking the gluing behind it. Kind of gives you a time period. Look at this one. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. I like those that have so much details. They seem to be so much nicer. It's a D25, whatever that represents. But a lot of people are finding this is a good way to save. There's so many stamps out there, all from different countries, and I'm trying to bring a variety from the different countries to you. So be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, especially if you're a stamp collector. Look at this one. It's like overlooking a host city. Isn't that beautiful? And for that to be in blue while the rest is in green. It's nice. Very nice. All the fancy curves and everything for design. Very nicely done. So I hope you enjoy my bringing these different countries, different stamps. I'll group them all together as a playlist and stuff. Usually I'll take like 10 to 15 of the videos and stuff and put them all into a show. Of course, they all enter into a playlist. So if you want to just sit down and look at a whole bunch of old stamps, and you know people who enjoy doing that, just so they can look back and say, wow, that's history. Turn them on to my playlist. I have 3 YouTube channels, so there's plenty to see. Way over 4,000 videos, where I just bring you antiques, anything old, some new too. I just enjoy bringing whatever I see. You know, you got this channel, that's Doris Ann 13. You have View With Me and View With Me too. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Stay tuned, and I'll bring you some more. Bye-bye now. Now these are just some very, very old that you must check out because I really don't know nothing about them. But they're so delicate and seem to be extremely old. So you decide if you know something about some of these. Be sure to let me know. If these are some that collectors are looking for, be sure to let me know. Leave a comment. Alright. At this one, it's like the letters are going parash, but the 20 is all the way up in the corner right there. Kind of upside down from the writing. So that seems to be a little different for me. So if you know anything as to why it's like that, you know what kind of stamp this is, be sure to let me know. Look at this one. Not quite sure what it says. A little bit curled up right there. But what an interesting looking stamp. You can tell it's very old, looks very fragile. This one here has a 5C and almost looks like a small H in there. Can't really make up too much of it. Again, if you know about this one, a little history about it, be sure to leave a comment. And we have this one here. I like how it was kind of stamped by the post office, you know, with the star and the moon. Looks like it's got a 20 something on it. Okay, this one here is in a little bit better condition and stuff. Beautiful architect there. And we get into a more fragile one. There's a 20 on it. And these two, very, very interesting for sure. They have the star and the moon. Of course, the highlight lines too, coming right from the star for the brightness of the star. Don't know nothing about this stamp, but this I think is the most interesting one out of this video. So I'm going to title this one just Must See Old Vintage Stamps. See how it kind of like has dots, pearl of dots all around the star and the moon. Very pretty. Pretty and delicate. Nice one. Okay, then we have this one that has a 1 on it. See the star and the moon on top there? And this one here, the postal stamping kind of took a lot out of it. But there's some numbers in there, some zeros and 5 and some more zeros. So if you know anything about this, kind of in red on top of the green and everything. Look at the pattern behind it and stuff. Very different. So if you know anything about this stamp, I'd really appreciate you sharing any education you might have about it. I'm sure others who check out the video will also appreciate it. Well, this one here, well, the pink kind of goes a little bit underneath. Let me pull it all the way. Yeah, pull it all the way down. It's got a 20. I believe that top goes with it. Look at that. Isn't that different? You tell it's old or it's been through a lot. One or the other. Take your pick. But from the perforation around it and stuff, you would think it's rather old. The cutting lines are not as they should be. So if you know anything about this one, of course it's got the star and the moon on it too. Very pretty. Okay, and then this one here. Words go one way and the numbers, oh, kind of like that first one. Numbers kind of upside down from the rest of it. Okay, so if you know anything about these stamps, be sure to leave me a comment. Give us some information. And if you know of other dealers who deal in the vintage postage stamp, because this is a good investment, investing into the future, be sure to send the video off to them. Okay, and on my Pinterest, I have pictures of all. I mean, I've got like close to, getting close to 2,000. By the time I'm done, I'll be over 2,000 different stamps that I've posted on there. And that's under Doris, View With Me, Beaulieu, B-E-A-U-L-I-E-U. I use View With Me on that board because my other two YouTube channels, one is View With Me and the other one is View With Me too. So I'm trying to brand myself with the View With Me logo. So check all those other vintage stamps if you're a stamp collector. And be sure to sub me. We'll bring you some more. Bye-bye now. Here are some very interesting stamps. La Visa stamps. La Visa. They are so pretty. A whole bunch of them. So let's get going and show them right to you. All one at a time. Most of them are those that have the stars on them. Sanamo. Sanamo. Aren't they beautiful? Look at that. Very beautiful ones. And then we have a few of them that are really different. These are different style. Look at this one. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the architect to begin with, but all that it takes to make this stamp. Beautiful. And this one here is 1918 to 1928. Look at that. Beautiful stamps. (1918 to 1928). Get to see like a whole little village in there. And some more of those that have just the stars. All in different colors, all different denominations. See some 15 and some 5s. And these are the ones that were different, that are 10, K-A-R, K-A-P. Some are 10, some are 15. Now look at this one. Isn't this beautiful? Look at everything it says. I mean, the story behind the stamp to begin with. This is a 20. This is a beautiful one. Love this one. Beautiful colors, beautiful design. Very nice. Okay, we have a 15 there. We have a 10. Look at this one. And here's a different style. 5, kind of just showing the valley. And we get back into the stars. Look at this one. This one's different too. And there's a 12. There's a cute little one. So if you know more about these or know the value of them, be sure to share it with us. It's always nice to share. It's nice to view all the different stamps from the different country. And collecting stamps is starting to be a solid investment, especially where the markets are always up and down, and because of technology and stuff, so many stamps are being, so many letters being mailed. So These are really, really, really nice. But this one's my favorite right there. So, it's a good investment, you know, especially if you're in your 20s and you start investing in some of the old ones. By the time you reach retirement, you'll be set. So a lot of people are looking to invest in different ways than the markets and stuff. You know, because they're trying to find something a little bit more solid for their investment, so they don't take a loss. And there's no loss. This will always get better. All right. Bye-bye now. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more. Here we have some Eastie postage stamps. Notice that one's awful pretty. Look at that. Really like that one. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Look at the design of that one. I think that's my favorite one out of this batch. Okay, but let's take you through them all and show them all to you. This one's a 5. Then we have a 15S. Eastie. We have a 10. Look at that one. That one's different. Okay, and then my favorite out of this all, 70 PEN. That's a beautiful one. Okay, then this one here is 60. This one's in brown and white. There are others that are different colors and stuff in this. These guys are the same. They came together. So if you know anything about some of these stamps, you know, just let me know. This one is a 1997, so that's not a vintage one. But these guys are older. That's a 10. 5s. 4s. 2s. 1s. And this one here is really different. 0-30. Look at that. Even though it's not totally old, it's a newer one. This one's a little older. 2 Marca. Much older one here. Okay, and then a 5. And go down to a 3. Look at the design on that. Kind of cool. 20s. 0.50. 25s. 12s. Well, this is another one, kind of like the other one, but the other one was blue. 25 penny. Okay, then we have a few of these here. Girl at the Water. This one's a little bit inappropriate. This is 15, 1940, 1840 to 1940. Beautiful, beautiful dough. Just flying with the imprint of a plane underneath, the shadow of a plane, whatever. But to show you the eagle flying, that's cool. There's a lot of thought that went into that one. I like that one. Okay, and here he is in 15, 10, 5, and 2. Now if you know if he's, you know, more valuable in a different number, let me know. There's a 20. Because I have quite a few of them. There's a 10. Here we have a 2, a 3, a 5, and another 10. This one's a 0.60 and a 3. 6.0, I think. Alright, So this one's very beautiful. I love this one. So I like this one in this batch an awful lot. Only because of the creativity in it and stuff. But one of the old ones that I feel is more valuable is this one. So if you know the value of any of these, be sure to share, leave a comment, and we'll definitely appreciate it. I'm sure the readers will too, the viewers. And it's always good to learn a little bit of knowledge. It doesn't hurt anyone. Alright, so thank you very much. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and think about investing in old vintage stamps, because it seems to be more solid than the stock market, according to some people. So they make a really good investment in your older years, especially with technology and everything now. People are not running to the post office so much anymore, so these stamps will only go up in value every year. And every year you see some that make the big top list, you know, for the million-something dollars. It changes all the time. Just gets more and more on the list now. Alright, bye-bye now. Today we're going to bring you vintage stamps from Syrie. So let's get going and show you some of the nice stamps that they have. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? This is going, you know, showing us a piece of their land and everything, with all this beautiful framing around every picture. This is so beautiful to see. All the different images. See, 050. Look at that. So you get to see a lot of the architectural buildings and stuff that they have. So nice to see. There's the plane taking off. 1p. Oops. We go down. Look at this. Isn't that something? Look at that. Beautiful architect and all the beautiful framing that goes around their stamps. Very nice. This is the Republic of Syrie. Look at this one. I found this one to be really different because it's kind of pinkish in color. So I don't know if it was printed on the wrong paper or why this one's pink when all the others are not. The others are all printed in white, which have become kind of off-white. But this one here is pink. So if you know why this one's pink and the others are not, be sure to leave us a comment so the rest of us can understand why and know a little bit of the history of it. It's always good to get a little bit of education. But it is really pretty. What a beautiful scenery. Lovely to see. It's a 1p. Okay, and here we have a nice green one. Oops, there's one more here. Alright, there. 1250p. Most of the ones that I have are of, you know, architectural buildings and stuff, but there are a few with people on it. So if you know any of these, go ahead and leave a comment. Educate the rest of us. Look at this, beautiful. Look Look at all the detail that goes into making this stamp. Very nice. It's a 1.50p. Look at that. Right on the mountainside like that. Have like a building coming right out of the mountain. Very nice. It's another one. The plane taken off. That's a P 1/2. Like a desert airport here. Look at that. Nice overview. .075p. .250p. That's that same one, but just different color in green. Building coming out of the mountain. Look at that. It's just all the detail that makes the frame around the architectural building. That's so beautiful. Very nice stamps to be collecting. Look at that, kind of showing you a little bit of the town. This one's a 2. Alright, so I hope you appreciate my bringing you some of these. You know, one of the things to look for is like, you know, you see the one here on the right. It's beautifully centered. A little bit of postage on there, so if they're unused, it's even better. But it's to check to see if they're centered and the story behind each one of the pictures. That's what makes it valuable. So if you notice the pink one, I mean, there's no stamping, post office stamping on it. It's in very good condition. Corners are nice. Very beautiful. So stamp collecting is getting to be the thing to invest in. No stock market going up and down. The value of stamps go up all the time. With all the technology and stuff, this is what people are starting to turn to as an investment. They feel a little more secure in that. So I hope you've enjoyed my bringing this to you. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and I'll bring you some more vintage postage stamps. Alright, bye-bye now. Okay, we're doing Romania today. They all say Romania, except for this one that says Romana, 1839 to 1939. That's a picture from 1877 that's on there, and that's a 5. The rest are all Romania. So let's begin. Okay, oh, he curled right up here. See if we can stop it from curling. There we go. Alright, and this is an 11. Here we have Romania, the number 2, Tuli. Very different, just black and white, and that's it. Simple. And of course the one we just talked about, Posta Romana, not Romania, 1839 to 1939, with an 1877 picture. Okay, here we have a 20. They write taxa, or tax for postage, I guess. Look at this one. This one's rather unique. This is a 25. Kind of older looking than some of the other stamps from Romania. This is also Romana. Is there an I in there? Yeah, this one's got an I. Romania. There you go. And we have the 1. Just a black and white one. Then we have a 10. And this one is of a young man. 50. A nice young boy. Shirt and tie. So there must be a story as to why he got to be put on the stamp. Unless it's a younger version of someone. So if you know the story behind this one, be sure to leave me a comment. Share with the rest of us as we get educated by whatever information you have. Okay, and then we have this one here, which is 50. This one's a 3. This man's pretty popular. He was on most of them, I'll tell ya. Okay, and this is a 10. A little bit more fragile of a stamp there. Yeah, this one's a nice scenery. It's a 5. Oh, and it says right there, 1913 on it. Postage, 1913. Okay, this one's an 80. 80 Lee. Very different than the other ones. Simple. Okay, this one's a crown. It's a 20 Lee. Romania. Nice crown. And this one, wow, look at this one. This has a story just all by itself. Wow. Very nice. I really like this one. I think out of them all, this may be the one out of this group that is most interesting. You know, because there's the little kids and like a giant behind them. Very nice stamp. Alright, if you know anything about some of these stamps, be sure to share it. We'd appreciate that. Be sure to sub me and I'll be bringing you some more. Bye-bye now. Okay, today we're going to bring you some Jamaica postage stamps. Some are very unique. Let's start with this one here. Here's a 1F. Côte d'Ivoire. This is the Republic. This is a 1F. Look at that. Very nice. Some of these are all encased. That's the way I turned around and bought them. Here's a 4F. These are all the animals from over there. These stamps are all protected. They're all A1 condition. Look at this, beautifully centered and everything. And this is the way you want to collect them. Beautifully centered, unused, best condition ever. Just like that. That's what all stamp collectors want to find in all their stamps. Here's another 2F. These are the best of the best. Nicely protected. Oh, that one's got a little line in it. Okay, this one is a 0.50. Like one of the masks. Okay, now this row is 2C. All of the same lady. 2C. You have 1C. Trying to see how the lighting, because they're in plastic, the lighting kind of takes a little bit of that. There's a 4C. Here is a 10. Again, the same lady. Here's a 5C. And here is a 3C. Okay, and we move down here. Jamaica. 1.5 D. Beautiful building. New construction of 1944. This one here, now this is beautiful. I love this one. 1664 to 1944. A 2D Jamaica stamp. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Two beautiful portraits, all created nicely. And here we have a 2F. Then we have a 3D. Four and 1/2 D. I think I got the camera going right now so you can see them ladies better. The previous row. Okay. So I think the nicest one out of this one may be this one, or maybe it's the animals. It all depends. You collect what you want, what you feel is important to you. You know, always try to look to make sure that they're in good condition. Protect them. Centered. No crease. Unused. Those are all the important facts. Alright. Be sure to sub me. Join me as a friend. And we'll bring you some more vintage postage stamps from other areas around the world. If you check, I've been trying to collect a little bit from all over the place, so I can entertain my viewers completely and all the stamp collectors. Alright, bye-bye now. Okay, here we have some Erie stamps going on here. That's some rather interesting looking ones. So let's take you through them all. Okay, we'll start with this one here. There's a 3P Arthur Guinness Erie stamp. Here's another 3P. Saint Patrici. Very nice stamp. Look at that. What a beautiful one. Okay. Here we have a 2 1/2 P. And this one's rather amazing. This is an amazing Erie 3P vintage postage stamp. Look at that. Wow. With the anchor all dressed up. Cape, the whole works. Look at that. Isn't that an interesting stamp? Very nice. Okay, another 3P Erie stamp in green. Let's see, 1778 to, I think it's 1903. Not totally sure here. 1803, 1778 to 1803. Okay, 3P. Then we go to a 1S Erie stamp. Look at this one. Mary McKennis Erie 3D. This is a nun. And this Erie 2P. Nice cowboy hat on that one there. Okay, another Erie. 1588 to 1657. Wadding Erie 3P. Very serious look on his face. Okay, another 3P. John Redmond. Okay, then we get down to this one here. 2.5P. Very different. Beautiful castle there. It's always nice to see the architect. Gives you an idea of what it looked like over there back then. Here's another Erie, 1838 to 1938. It's a 2P Erie stamp. Oh, okay, this is like Mary and the baby on the donkey. And Joseph, okay. We have 1959 to 1960. 3P. What a beautiful stamp. Look at that. Very nice. Oops. Now we gotta go down. A 1/2 Erie stamp in green. Signing documents. And the Erie, which is just the state. And number 2 in green. 1.5 in burgundy. And a 1. Kind of pinkish. And then we have ice hockey with a 2. Alright, so I think that this one's very interesting in this video, and so is this one. I think these are the interesting ones. Look how nice that one, the 3P right there, is very centered, in good condition. It is used, but in very good condition. And those are the things you look for when you're collecting to invest in your future. So I hope you've enjoyed my bringing you this video. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and I'll be bringing some more vintage postage stamp. Alright, bye-bye now. Okay, here we have some Burridge postal stamps. I'll start with this one here. Here we have a 30. Then we have a 10. Look how beautiful that is. You know, all the details that goes into that and everything. An Ori stamp, number 10. Here's another number 10, but this one's just designed completely different. Different time, different age. Here we have a 2, orange. Neat. Then we have a 45. And we have a 5 Ori stamp. And we go down here to a 20 in purple Ori stamp. We have a 30. This one with waving as the helicopter is taken off. Nice vintage stamp there. There's a 30 Ori in brown. Beautiful. Love the detail, kind of like a crown on the top. There's a 25 Ori in blue. Here we have a 20. And look at this one. This one's different. This is a medical something one. 1663 to 1963. And this is a 35. Look at the curls on that hair, huh? Beautifully designed. And it's 200 years. Celebration. Okay, then we have a 15. We have a 10 in purple. Then we have this of a beautiful building. Corner 5. Beautiful building by the water. Okay, and here we have a 15 Ori. And we have a 15. This one's very different with an emblem with 3 crowns inside of it. You see the city in the background of the picture. Okay, then we have a 15, which is a ship. You get to see the long ship, and then you get to see it the other way with the sails up on the other ship. Both on the same stamp. Then we have a 5 Ori. A 20. A 35. This one is, I don't know, very different. I'm not quite sure what this picture is supposed to represent. So if you know, be sure to leave a comment and educate the rest of us. Okay, and this one is a 7KR. Picture of a nice castle. Very royal looking. And this one's a 35. With all the beautiful mountains. Okay, so I think the most interesting ones are probably these right here. In this area here. Out of this video. So if you know stamp collectors, it's a good thing to invest in and get into. Especially, you know, where the market's always up and down, the stock market. Investing in these vintage stamp is always going to increase every year because of technology and not so much mailing and everything. So this is a good deal. So share this with others who are interested in stamp collecting. And you know, you can start collecting with just a couple of bucks at a time. Before you know it, you've got a good collection. Alright, be sure to sub me, join me as a friend. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye now. Okay, today we're going to show you some Tunisia stamps. Okay, some of them are really look interesting and vintage. So let's start by showing you them. Okay, first we start right there. Here we have a 2C. She's carrying water. See the nice architect in the back. This one here, of course, is very interesting because they're working and you can see like a turkey up on the fence there on the left-hand side. That's a 20C. Here we have a 50C. Look at the architect of the building. That's what I find very interesting. I like that. Okay, again, working in the fields. You see the turkey up there, the rooster rather. There's a 15C. Okay, and here we have a 50C. And here, oh, look at this one. Look at all the work, the details and the work around it. It's a 40. And you have the R and F embedded inside each other. But look at the architect, and then look at the design on the sides of the stamp. It's a lot of work that goes into that, especially the bottom and everything. Very detailed. Beautiful stamp. Okay, and here we have this one here. It's a 5. And you can see the nice architect and 2 men in the yard. Beautiful architectural building there. Kind of peeking, like as if you're peeking in a keyhole. It's a 5, orange in color. Okay, now this one looks very vintage because it's a 1. Of course, it's the same picture as the other one that's in orange. But this one here is kind of like black and an off-white in color. Very nice stamp. No postage markings on it. In good condition. As you can see, it's not perfectly centered, which is one of the things a lot of stamp collectors look for. But sometimes to get the old vintage ones, you're not going to get it perfectly centered. Perforation marks are nice. Alright. And here's the same one here. This is in a 5. Green. Okay, and this is a 2C. Her carrying the water like some of the other ones were. Whoops. Okay, and there's a 1C of the lady carrying the water. Now this one has a whole story, I believe. Look at that. It's got the statue on the left-hand side. It's got the star and the moon beneath it. And it's of a ship in the water. So there must be a very nice story behind this one. It's a 1F. Blue and white. Pretty centered. Good condition. This is a very nice one. If you look on the right hand side, it's like there's something else to some other statue. A very nice stamp right there. Okay. And this one here is a 20C. Very different. The picture's a little bit on the faded side. Kind of brown on the outside for the framing with the flowers and everything. But on the inside, it's almost like they're working the fields in the old homes they used to have. Okay, and this one again is the lady carrying the water. It's a 1C. Then we have a 75C in purple. And then we have a 2. Okay, so a few interesting ones. This one here is probably the most interesting one out of them all. So if you know anything about this one, know the story behind why this one became a stamp, by all means, please share with the rest of us. We'd all like a piece of education from that side of the world. Alright, be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll bring you some more. Bye-bye now. Today we're going to bring you post-Vatican stamps. These are very nicely done portraits with frames around them. They're very beautiful, they're colorful, they're very nice stamps. So let's start right in. So if you're collecting stamps, these are some really good ones. There's a 3 right there. And look at the impression on his face, expression. What a beautiful expression right there. It's like some serious thinking going on there. You wonder, you know, what they're thinking when they're posing for some of these. There's another one right there. This is a 4 Leary. Here we have a 1.50. This is of a lady, Leary. Here we have a 1 Leary. This is really nice. I love how they did this with the purple. Very beautiful. You know, and how they have the lines, you know, to make it like shine right in. Very unique looking. This is a 0.50 cent. Post-Vatican stamp. Okay, come right down here. Look at this one. Okay, now his does not shine out, have the shine out and everything. This is completely different. 2.50 Leary. Here is a 10. These are so nice just to view, take a look at. But if you know people who are really into the stamp collecting, let them know that I put a lot of that on my video channel, my YouTube channel. Well, this one here has all the shining coming in. It's a 25 cent. Here's a 15 cent. Look at the architect of that building. Here we have a 75 cent. And we have a 5 Leary. Look at the expression on the face. Makes you want to know what they're thinking, huh? Here we have a 2 Leary. And this one here is a 12 Leary. This one's very different. Different than the other ones. All the tassels kind of hanging around. Here we have a 6 Leary. Post-Vatican. Oops, and that's it. Alright. I think this one might be the most interesting one out of this collection. But they are all very beautiful. Beautiful pictures. Alright. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and I'll bring you some more. Bye-bye now.